I'd like to add my words of welcome to many former colleagues that are here from the world of aircraft leasing, to those from the government and regulatory bodies whose support for this industry is vital, to my new colleagues at UCD who I've been delighted to catch up with over the last 3 or 4 months. But my special welcome today is to those students who are interested in this course, because you are the future of this aviation sector in Ireland. And looking around at the assembled galacticos in this particular room, I wondered earlier today which would be more daunting, talking to 150 of my former colleagues, or next September 2016, standing up in front of a class of perhaps 25 new students, the class of MSc Aviation Finance 2016. I've no doubt that would be the more challenging job. So I'm looking forward to helping the process of you acquiring those skills to be the aircraft financiers of the future. When I was looking up today's date, always look up the date to see what happened on this day. Well, 55 years ago, there was another little launch event when Vostok 1, captained by Yuri Gagarin, was shot off and launched into space. And he orbited the Earth also in 89 minutes. What's less well known about that, though, is that there was a brilliant team behind that launch, just like there will be in UCD. Mr. Korolev, who was the chief designer, was originally purged off to the gulags in the western part of Russia. But when the Russian president, Mr. Stalin, decided he needed to understand a bit more about rocket technology, he was quickly rehabilitated. There is no truth to the rumor that the team was sent to UCD and emerged 12 months later with an MSc in Aviation Finance, but hopefully they did. Anyway, my serious point today is that this MSc Aviation Finance is going to be delivered by a team of people of whom I am only one. My role is to bridge the industry requirements and the teaching skills at UCD. Our students will come from all over the world because the world of aviation is a global business. And we hope to see students from all parts of Asia, India, the Middle East, and China. Just very briefly to introduce one of my colleagues, Tom Conlon. Tom Conlon here. Tom is the academic director. So if anyone wants to ask specific questions later on, either myself or Tom or Colin Small from our admissions office. So our goal is to deliver the best aviation finance course to you, the best students. We're going to teach you those core finance skills, but using aviation as the medium for so doing. We're going to have input from the industry, as Kieran mentioned earlier. That's pretty important. We have access to the global leaders in the aircraft financing space. They will also, the industry as a whole, has agreed to provide internship opportunities for you, our students. And in time, we will carry out specific research projects for that industry too. So our job is to get to the best people into this aircraft financing space and to give you the skills that you need to proceed. And like Kieran mentioned, I'm delighted that we'll have not only the resources, financial of Norm Lou, but also the personal skills of Norm Lou to help us in that. Turning to Willie Walsh, actually aircraft leasing goes all the way back to Aer Lingus. At the beginning of the 1970s, Aer Lingus made the very good business decision to buy a couple of 747s, which were delivered at just the time that the Northern Ireland troubles broke out and the aircraft weren't needed. And so out of necessity, Aer Lingus sent one of its executives, Tony Ryan, to find a home for those two airplanes. And not only did he find a home for the aeroplane, the flight crew, and the cabin staff in Air Siam, now Thai International. So Ireland and Aer Lingus has always been a very important part of the business because our location in Western Europe, in the days when planes at short range, Aer Lingus was a business that was much bigger than just the passengers it carried. It was at the forefront of engineering excellence. It also pioneered information technology because it was big enough business and airlines used information technology. It also developed ancillary business in hotels, Cara, lots of travel and tourism. Aer Lingus was a much bigger business than just the airline. So today, at At the same time as the airline business was changing, so too was the aircraft financing business. And the airline industry has changed enormously in the last number of years, and so the aircraft financing business has had to adapt to it. In the old days, it was state monopoly carriers. They've now evolved to the point where we have global network carriers, of which IAG is a leader. We've many startups. In my lifetime, we saw lots of new airlines in lots of new countries. We probably wish we hadn't seen quite as many in quite as many places. And we've also seen the rise of the low-cost carriers, which are now everywhere in the world. It now costs less to travel in a plane than it does to park your car at the airport. That's a measure of the efficiency which the airline business has delivered, hence the business has grown. So I'm delighted to have Willie Walsh here as our guest speaker, someone who's been at the very forefront of the changes in the airline business, which we, the aircraft financiers, have had to react to, and look forward to his few words. Thank you, Willie.